Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So I've been putting out this video for the last week because I have not mustered up the courage to show you guys what I did. Alright, this is it. This is more of a confession at this point, and let me open this video with, I know no matter what I say in this video is going to go in one ear and out the other, as it should at this point, but hear me out. This is my brand new Avalanche Gray 2023 Ford F150 Raptor. And a lot of you are already taken to the keyboard, and I expect you to at this point, so go ahead. But a lot of you are wondering, why the heck would I trade in my already brand new Chevy ZR2 Bison for this? Why would I do that? And I've already had a Raptor. I've already had a few Raptors before. Why would I do that? And I don't have the greatest answer for you guys. The point blank answer is resale. So if I were to try to hold on to that ZR2 Bison, the forecast for what we could project for the resale value, the residual value on that Chevy ZR2 was not promising. And you guys know maybe I focus way too much on resale value. That's why I typically lean with Toyotas and TRD Pros. They tend to do pretty good. They do not do well on the Chevy. And I just started seeing some posts of it. I even shared them on my Instagram with you guys. A lot of dealerships are marking those Bisons down $11,000 to $12,000 below MSRP. That is huge, right? The MSRP is right around 82 to 85, depending on exactly how it comes spec. Mine was 84,500, that MSRP, and I never even had it long enough to explain how much I paid for mine. I never even got to that point of my ownership, which is pretty pathetic to say out loud. I understand, but in this video, I'll highlight exactly how much I paid for my ZR2 Bison, why I ended up trading it for the Raptor here, and why I have a 35 package Raptor. This is not the Raptor I actually went down to Colorado to buy. I went down to Colorado to get a 37 performance package Avalanche Gray Raptor, not this. So I'm explaining why I ended up buying it and how that actually shook out. So let me open first with how much I paid for my ZR2, okay? A ZR2, there is something called a GM employee discount that you can get. So if you're retired from GM, you worked there for 20 plus years, you can get a discount code and share it with your family members. I've never really purchased GM products before. I had a ZL1 once before, and that was it. But my wife, her family members, she has a couple family members who are both retired from GM out in Michigan, right? So that kind of got me thinking. I was like, wait a minute, maybe I can leverage that discount code on a new ZR2. I didn't even know that was an option really on that particular, I didn't know what the left and rights were of that GM discount code, okay? But lo and behold, you know, they were happy to give us a discount code. There's no skin off their back to do that. They could do it a couple times a year. They passed one over to us, and that brought down the price about $8,000. In addition to that, off of that $84,500, in addition to that, Chevy has this weird thing going on where if you're a Costco member, they'll take off an additional $1,000 just for having a Costco membership. It's like some weird program that they have, okay? And then on top of that, they had a red tag discount going on through the particular dealership, through Chevy did. So it brought it down another $500. So altogether, it was $9,500 off. Excuse me guys, it's so windy. It is gnarly. Look at this. This is Wyoming. Look at the trees. They're all, you know, the wind through the years has tipped them over. Anyways, so it brought it down $9,500. That's how much I got off of that MSRP. So you can do the math there. I paid right about 75 grand for my ZR2. 75,000. Yeah, I got a great trade-in for the LX as well. It was kind of a wash at the end of the day for that. And because I'd already purchased the Lexus and paid sales tax on that, the way Wyoming state works, like many states, you don't repeat the sales tax. You don't pay it again as long as your trade covers the vehicle that you're purchasing. So if the trade-in amount exceeds the amount that you're buying the vehicle for, you know, the sales tax is waived, if you will. It's deferred. So since you already paid it. So that was all a wash. So 75 grand, that's how much I paid for the ZR2. I got 78,500 for it, for my trade-in here. And again, I negotiated for a 37 performance package. I didn't negotiate for this. You know, there was a Facebook Marketplace ad for AutoNation Ford down in Littleton, Colorado. It was off of a Facebook Marketplace ad. And the entire time I was talking back and forth with them, I was talking about the 37 performance package that they had listed in a bunch of photos of. So, after I negotiated my trade-in amount for $78,500 for my ZR2, And the MSRP deal for the 37 package, let me make that clear, is gonna be, oh my God, yikes. It was gonna be, you know, $78,500, and then MSRP for the 37 performance package, which was right under $89,000. The MSRP on the 37, Avalanche Gray, same color and everything. I drive nearly 2 hours to get down there to the dealership. Again, ready to, I agreed to the deal. You know, it was all via text. So yeah, I'll make it happen. I'll head there after work. Let's do it. So I got a great trade-in value that exceeded the amount that I actually paid for my ZR2. And I get down there really late, right at their closing hour, after I'd gotten off work. Yeah, I met the sales rep there, met the sales manager real quick. And he's like, all right, let me go get the Raptor. I'll pull it around front. And he pulls this around. He pulls up in the, you know, a non-37 performance package, a very different, not very different vehicle, but when it comes to scarcity and resale a little bit, the 37s tend to do better, right? I think for 1 out of every 4 Ford Raptors that are produced, 1 out of every 4 is the 37 performance package. So 25% of them are 37. So a little bit more scarce, and that plays a role into its resale, of course. That's why I like it. So, as you'd imagine, I was pretty shocked when I saw this roll up. I was like, I think you pulled up the wrong one. Yeah, I'm after the 37 performance package. I showed him my message history on Facebook, Facebook Marketplace. It's like, this is what we're looking at here, right? And then he's like, oh, that one actually sold. So you're just now telling me this after I drive 2 hours, you're gonna tell me, surprise me with a non-37. So I don't think there was any malicious intent. Let me make that clear. There's none of that. It wasn't trickery. It wasn't a purposeful trickery taking place. I can confidently tell you that. But I was really upset. I had just driven 2 hours to get the thing, right? And a bunch of back and forth with the people, only to be surprised with a different vehicle, technically, right? So thankfully I worked with the new vehicle sales manager. His name's Kirk. I worked with him, and thankfully he was pretty amendable. Obviously I bought the thing, so you can imagine I worked a deal on it. So let me tell you the exact numbers. I'll show you what the sticker is, and I'll show you exactly what I paid. So here is the sticker. Let me slide this over. So here is the sticker. Let me zoom in a little better. $83,800 was the MSRP on this one. Kind of show you here how it was spec'd. It did not come with the bed liner, which I was kind of shocked. I mean, you spend over 80 grand on a truck, you're not going to get a bed liner. So I actually already went and got it. Already got it lined. That was a cool 650 bucks. So just under 84 grand, okay? MSRP. They are one of the freaking dealerships that try to sport this stuff. Thankfully not a markup, well, a real markup, just for an ADM, nothing markup. They did slap on expel tint for the front 2 windows, window tint. You got the paint protection film, 18 inches up the hood and door edges and door cups, and dealer handling fee, which is a bit ridiculous. That's kind of high. Anything over $299 I feel like is a ripoff. And then these two borderline nothing burgers, right? So these are 2 protection packages for the life of the vehicle. You know, if I get a door ding of any sort, any rip, tear, or anything on the inside, any spills, stains, it fixes it. So kind of gimmicky stuff right here. They threw in, quote unquote, threw in the expel tint, threw in the paint protection, so just got rid of that charge. They did keep the dealer handling, and they did keep these 2 here. So not thrilled about that, but they are forever with the life of the vehicle, and they transfer it to the next owner, kind of a thing. So not in love with the fact that these 3 additional prices remained with the truck. However, he did come down to $78,500 on the sale price. So what is that? You know, $5,300, a $5,300 drop from the MSRP. $78,500 is what he did. So I was pretty happy with that. He really didn't want to come down to anything less than $80,000 on this. $80,000 was him already, quote unquote, losing or stretching beyond where his approval threshold was without the GM. But after some back and forth, he agreed to, if it meant making it happen that evening, he'd drop it down to $78,500. So that is where we left off. So the purchase of this matched my trade-in of the ZR2. $78,500 for $78,500. Granted, I did get stuck with these 3 additional upticks here. So it was, you know, right around $80,000 with those 3 things included. So tell me what you think. Tell me if that is redonkulous. tell me if you would have done it or if you just would have walked, right? So obviously aiming for a different vehicle, aiming for the 37. I am still very pleased that it is avalanche gray. I would not have done it if it was a different color. But here we are, $5,500, $5,300 off of MSRP is what we got it for, and a really good, solid trade-in offer for the ZR2. You know, that's kind of a blessing and a curse when it comes to GM products, right? Because so many dealerships discounted this, so many incentives, so many small little discounts and XYZ reasons why they peel off of MSRP. So they quickly get discounted $3,000, $5,000, up to $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 pretty quick. So that makes resale extremely difficult, right? It's great for purchasing it, you can get a quote-unquote good deal, but other vehicle manufacturers, other dealerships know that. They know that GM products come with pretty incentivized deals and discounts all the time. And because of that, they never feel confident in giving you a strong trade-in number on them. So for fun, when I was looking at other 37 performance packages, I was sending in the VIN number of my ZR2. Most of them are coming in at high 60s, low 70s. Most of them. So if that's not a big tell of just how unpromising the ZR2 prices are for moving forward, I don't know what is. So why did I do it, right? And this here, I love this truck. I've owned it a few times, you know that. Obviously the last one that I had was the 37 Performance Package in Code Red color. I love the Ford Raptor. It's such a fun truck to drive. It's so nimble, and I forgot how nimble it was to drive, especially coming from the ZR2, which is a heavier, more sturdier feeling truck for sure. But then when you get in this, it's just extremely light on its feet and a ton of fun. I mean, it's super peppy. The acceleration is awesome. I do love the sound of this new trombone exhaust, new as of the 3rd gen anyway. I love the sound of it. It really is a more thrilling, exciting thing to drive between the two of them. So, but you guys know the most important reason is promising resale, right? So Raptors have a history of just being a bit more promising when it comes to resale, right? So you can probably drive this in a very hypothetical world for me, drive it for a few years and not lose too much on it. Whereas that ZR2, you drive that for a few years, you just don't know. And I don't know. So that kind of bothered me a little bit, especially as I saw dealers doing that 12 grand discount on them. And you guys, I'll reshare it on my Instagram again, but 12 grand off, just like that, on a ZR2 Bison. So I don't know. You don't see that on Ford Raptors. You never get big discounts on it. So when I did get $5,300 off sticker, it felt right. And not to mention with a really strong trade value is why I did it. By the way, always forget just how amazing the visibility is in this truck with that swooping down window line. Absolutely love that. You really are in a fishbowl in here. Kind of reminiscent of what you find in the Land Cruiser, for me anyway. Love this. A ton of space. A little bit more room out back compared to the ZR2. Not much, but a little bit more. Flat. I love this, the flat floor. This is great. Hit a little tiny hump in the ZR2. I'll do another video where I talk through the differences between the ZR2 and the Raptor here. Both of them are incredible trucks in their own right. That diesel LZO engine, the 3-liter diesel straight 6 engine, is a phenomenal platform, and I do think it's extremely promising when it comes to longevity of that vehicle. But again, it just kind of came down to, what am I confident in buying? What do I feel good about having for a long time? And if I'm being honest with you guys, even this one, as I bought it, as I told Mrs. Untamed, oh, how about that? Nice little boot. What's that little boot? As I told her about this deal, even she was like, really, dude? Really? Even she was like, come on, man. Come on, enjoy the thing. So I may not even have a choice but to enjoy this one for a little longer than normal. So I'll let you guys start the timer and start the bets, as I know you've heard me say that 100 times before. So I won't fault you for starting the timer on this guy. But absolutely love it. It is a ton of fun to drive, a lot more road presence, right? Of course. You know, the problem with the ZR2, I shouldn't say problem, is good and bad. You spend all that money for it. You know, 80,000 plus on that ZR2, only for it to have the same exact body lines as a Trail Boss, right? As a Z71. as you know, the other trims of the Silverado had the same exact body. At least when you're paying over 80 grand, you know, around this price point for this truck, you're getting something special. It looks special and people know it as you're driving down the road. And the fact that this is avalanche gray, a little bit more subdued color, I really appreciate that. You know, my code orange was a little bit more in your face, and when you combine that with the flashy wide body fender flares, it's almost too much to drive, in my personal opinion. Whereas this, I think it's subtle enough, but still exciting to look at. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Obviously, with it being a 35 here, 35-inch KO2s, but different wheels, 17-inch forged wheels with my new bed liner in it. And a lot of them are coming without the rear applique. I might be saying that wrong, but the rear plastic piece here, they're actually coming without it. A lot of them are due to supply constraints. So it is nice to see that it is on this one. I do have a couple additions coming. I do have some Husky wheel well liners inbound, as well as some mud flaps that will slap on it. So stay tuned. Yeah, not a ton of content to follow for this, as I've already done it. Been there, done that, but this is a truck that I feel more confident owning for a longer term, quote unquote, a longer term. So let me know how crazy you guys think I am. Appreciate you watching as always. Till next time.